my first thought to it is whenever, and it seems to be, my dad was in Vietnam.
Right.
All right? And one of the things that happens is when people start getting to killing each other, one of the first things that happens is you have to dehumanize the other person.
Right.
You can't think of this person as somebody's brother, somebody's husband, somebody's, son. I'm not going to go into the names that I've heard, that Vietnamese people were referred to, but when I have some friends who served over in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's the same thing. You have to dehumanize them because I think there's a natural instinct in people not to want to kill other people, so you have to go ahead and make that person somehow less than.
Right.
All right.
And you're saying you think that the Israelis are dehumanizing Palestinians?
And I think that the Palestinians dehumanize Israel.
Right. Well,
Israelis.
But here's the thing that makes it a little more complicated. I think Lloyd will jump in on this point too, because he probably wants to say this too. It's very hard. From an outsider standpoint, it does maybe look like people just warring against the people, but I think that this conflict is so much deeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a country versus a country is one thing, and I think that's easier to grasp, and you're right on your principles, 100%. But here, it's deeper. If I told you it's deeper, if I told you that this is a culture of Islamists, and I'm not saying we're dehumanizing people, there are women and children and innocent Palestinians that don't subscribe to the things that are being taught to them in their schools.
Just want to live a normal life.
Right,
Raise
in
kids.
their version of Muslim religion that they're being taught.
I wasn't
but I
talking
think
about,
it's deeper here.
I wasn't
right?
talking about the average person. I'm talking about the people who are actually pulling the triggers on guns.
Right.
Make a distinction between the people who are actually fighting the war and the people who are just the onlookers.
Well, the Islamism, they've been dehumanizing Jews across the board, across borders, across different countries. So don't you? I find it's more complicated, don't you, Lloyd? What's your take on that? Don't you think it's a little bit more complicated here than that?
Again, it goes all the way back to the Quran. Jews were dehumanized in the Quran. So, Muhammad considered Jews to be apes and pigs and filth. So that's on purpose, so that you could desensitize your population when you call them to war.
Right.
Right. So this has been going on since the beginning of time, and the Christians before that. So you go back to what's the word they use? Deicity, where the Christians blame the Jews for killing Jesus Christ.
Well, you know that you have that at the tip of your
So-
tongue.
Yeah,
He's
but
like,
you-
no, I don't have that at the tip of my
I
tongue.
can't remember
you
what
know?
the word is, but it really goes back to then because
You're representing all of Christianity, Mike. Be ready,